Alright, well, here we are. Okay, so real quick, before I react to this one, I just want to mention I did do the Wiglet reveal, but it just wasn't worth like editing down and posting. It was just 3 minutes of the same few shots of Wiglet making Wiglet noises while people boringly explained that, oh, this isn't a regional form, this is something weird and new. It's like, yeah, thank you. I could tell by the fact that it has a different name. It really did not need to be its own video, especially not 3 minutes. Honestly, the most exciting thing for me doing that recording was that my cursor actually animates now. I've had the same animated cursor for years, but on Windows 7 it always just showed as a single frame. It never actually did the animation before, and now it does. Because yeah, I upgraded my PC finally after years of procrastinating. It finally broke on me and I was like, oh. Anyway, I'll link that reaction video completely unedited. I'll put it in the description and you can watch it if you want to. If you're just dying to see me reacting to 3 minutes of the same few images again and again in, like, I don't know if it was captured off Twitter or something. It was really low quality as well. Anyway, I have seen the thumbnail for this one and I've seen a couple of images of the new Pokemon. And suffice to say, I am excited.
It's almost time to begin your journeys in the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet games. Are you ready? You'll get to catch
Why do they always say the blah 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 games?
And battle them. As you embark on an adventure where the
it's never
charms of the
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. The Pokemon Legends Arceus game. Or Arceus.
The Treasure Hunt. And you'll
here we go.
This vast world for a precious treasure of your very own. But hey, at this point, you probably knew all that already, right? Here's something we hope well-informed viewers will enjoy. A sneak peek at 4 particular trainers' journeys in Paldea.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 4 particular new Pokemon. Here comes the boy.
Is battling a Pokemon called Lechonk. Lechonk is a gourmand. It's proud of its
I still can't believe that name.
Sniff out delicious food. Oh, look.
Right, yeah. You tell us to ask about to. Could they really not have come up with a catchier name? I mean, as lame as Dynamax was, I like that name.
Region, but all Pokemon can do it. It adds extra punch to moves of the Pokemon's Terra type.
So yeah.
Is that a
I guess it. I don't know if it's going to be a comparable power boost. Power boost, dear. My speaking today is awful. I'm sure there are several failed attempts at certain sentences in the intro which I cut out.
Apparently, these sparkly wild Pokemon will terrestrialize in battle.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be a comparable power boost to their moves, to say max moves, or Z moves even. I mean,
Jigglypuff seems pretty tough.
At this point, how many more gimmicks can they come up with? They're all variations on make more powerful.
Causes its terrestrialization to come undone.
Yeah.
Now, throw a Pokeball.
And you actually do still have to catch them instead of just knocking them out.
Nice. The wild Jigglypuff was caught. Some Pokemon, like this Jigglypuff, have a Terra type completely different from their regular type. Any Pokemon is capable of having any of the 18 different types as its Terra type.
It's a slight shame that it has to be a singular type instead of getting added on to their normal type.
What's this? Quaxly's out there in
That's
the world,
fine.
charging straight toward that Litleo. Looks like Quaxly battled Litleo on its own and won. That's because
so good.
Quaxly the Let's Go
That's so
command.
helpful.
Using Let's Go will send your lead Pokemon out onto the
People
field
always
to
complain
battle.
about grinding. And, well, now they've got no excuse.
If a Pokemon gets sent out toward an item, it'll go pick it up. Just like Quaxly here. What a useful command for searching your surroundings.
Okay, you could just walk 10 feet and get it yourself, but...
Giving their all for their partner. Next, the trainer opens his map to see where he wants to go.
I never find grinding that much of a bother anyway. I don't need to do it that often. I mean, I guess...
we can hop atop the legendary Pokemon Miraidon.
I guess if you're less experienced at the game.
And what have we here?
Humble brag.
It's a base belonging to Team Star, the school troublemakers. Starfall Street, one of the 3 major stories that will make up your Paldean adventures, will unfold in bases like this one.
Oh.
Time to face Team
You're only allowed
Star.
to use 3.
Our trainer rang the bell and barged into the base. That takes some guts. But things
What?
are bad. There are lots of grunts around, and they keep sending out Pokemon. They just won't quit blocking the way.
Oh my
We'll
goodness.
need to use Let's Go to defeat Team Star's Pokemon.
You don't actually fight them one-on-one.
Grunts have
You
been defeated at last.
like free-form battle their Pokemon.
Out car?
Yeah.
It is. And atop it is Mela.
There's that engine lad again.
Crew. She's obviously tough. It's easy to see why she's a boss.
It's easy to see why the internet loved her.
Time for these trained up Pokemon to battle.
Are we really glossing over that engine having an eyeball and a tongue?
To see how a battle like this plays out. Now, let's check in on another trainer. How's her adventure going?
Yes. Closer look at the outdoor
She's using
Pokemon
the
Center.
TM machine at a Pokemon Center.
Whoa.
The TM machine lets you make your own TMs,
Whoa.
also known as technical machines, using materials
Okay.
Pokemon drop when you defeat or catch them.
Oh. That's really cool. Okay, so they found a middle ground between
Now, where
single-use
will she
ones
go
and
next?
infinite ones.
Seems to be a desert-like area under a blazing sun.
So I guess once you
Looking at it
find the
is enough to
TM
make you
once,
thirsty.
then you can
Oh, her Rotom phone is ringing.
generate
Sounds
unlimited
like
copies
Arvin,
of it.
Her friend in the next grade up needs some help. To give Arvin a hand, the trainer's headed to a rock face where a Titan lurks. This is one of the stops on the path.
This
of
is a
legend,
longer
a
one as
story
well,
where you'll
14
seek out
minutes.
Legendary Earths called Herba Mystica. There it is, a gigantic Titan Pokemon. Time to battle. Right off the bat, there's Icy Wind, the move our trainer taught Drifloon earlier. Icy Wind lowered the Titan Cloth's speed stat.
Gasp. How innovative.
Drifloon terastallized to become a grass type. This is Terra Blast, a new move that changes type to match the user's Terra type when the user is terastallized.
Yeah, the new hidden power.
Handy for a Pokemon
I wonder
with
if
a
it's going to be the
different
same
from its
power and
regular
everything.
types. Looks like Cloth suddenly got somewhere else to be. Wait, what's our trainer doing now of all times?
The boy.
Looks like she's taking a little break from adventuring to trade Pokemon with a friend.
This is foreshadowing.
And over here, her trade partner has received Girafarig. Seems like
Okay.
she immediately added Girafarig to her team.
It's
and
not a
she's
trade
gonna
Evo,
run around in the
thankfully.
field and train up for some battles.
I've always liked Girafarig. It's really, really cute and has a neat design, but it's never been... It's not good enough for me to have ever justified using it on my team to do something else.
Hang on. Did its
Oh,
tail become its head? Or is its head wearing its tail?
Farid Giraffe.
Unexpected evolution. Seems like Girafarig has evolved into Farigiraf. In the Paldea region's Pokédex, you can see
I bet you say
photos of
GIF as well.
Pokemon as well as information about them, so you can get to know them even better. Let's check out the
That's not
town
my
of
favorite
Arzon
design, but
next.
I'm
It
absolutely
looks like
fine with that.
Glenwood Park.
There is a
Now that the
Pokemon
trainer's
I'm using on my
Pokemon
team,
stronger,
probably.
it seems she's made her way
Unless
to
it's
the gym.
somehow
She's
rubbish.
following Victory Road, the story where you'll conquer all 8 gyms to achieve champion rank.
Yeah.
Nimona, the
Girafarig
battle-level trainer
is,
who will show you
like,
the ropes,
passable
is all
anyway.
fired up.
Just not that
Before
good.
you can battle a gym leader,
So-
you'll first have to pass the gym test at their gym. Better get started right away.
I'm glad that they're doing that again.
All right, that's the gym test passed.
Making good
Time to
evolutions
battle
of
the gym leader.
mediocre old Pokemon.
Here comes
I don't know why they
Grass
stopped doing that.
type gym leader with a striking entry.
In Gens 6, 7, and 8, they always had... Like, they made excuses to not quite do it. Like, it only evolves from the regional form. It's a mega evolution.
Whoa. Pseudo-Wudo terastallized
Like, come
and became
on.
a grass type.
Just give us what we want. Give us a reason to use these Pokemon.
Are you gonna be okay, Fido? How's our trainer gonna handle this one? Aha! She's gonna fight back by having her own Pokemon terastallize.
Yep.
Fido became a flying type. That should give it an edge against this grass-type Sudowoodo.
This is less exciting. Just narrating extremely obvious strategy.
I can't wait to see how battles will unfold between terastallized Pokémon. This trainer's heading into a hair salon to spice things up.
Oh. You get to preview it before you're even sitting there.
How are you supposed to
Wait. Does that mean that they finally fix it so you don't have to pay first before you even see the options?
And now to complete the look.
Finally? After 9 years?
I feel like I could spend all day on
wow, there are tons more options as well.
And while you're trying out all sorts of styles,
oh, Peter Griffin's in the game. Good to know.
Snap, snap, snap. Looks like this trainer found the perfect style. Line up a good shot and snap. Now they've updated their profile picture. Looking back on photos you've taken of scenic vistas or memorable moments with beloved Pokémon is just one more way to enjoy your adventure.
Seems like every game has a photo mode nowadays.
Picnic time.
Not a complaint, just not something that I really care about that much.
When Pokémon have gotten dirty from a long journey, a nice scrub and shower gets them all clean.
It's like Pokémon Refresh.
Looks like it feels nice too.
What is that?
Before having lunch,
it's like weird
Pokémon
artifacting on its left edge.
By playing with a ball. You can just tell how much fun they're having.
Well, it remains to be seen how involved this is and how...
Pokémon egg?
What?
Apparently, eggs can sometimes be found during picnics.
Oh yeah, you know, just take that casually.
The moment we've been waiting for. Sandwich time. This trainer came prepared with plenty of ingredients they bought in town. It can be tough deciding which sandwich to make.
Okay.
This one may be a little overstuffed. It might not hold together. Just gotta put the bread on top and finish it off with a pick.
Why are you making sandwiches in Pokemon?
Fun. Let's see how it tastes.
It's actual fruit instead of berries. No Tamato berries?
Sandwiches can give you benefits like making certain types of Pokemon easier to catch or making your Pokemon gain more experience points.
What?
For a group photo with these satisfied Pokemon.
Alright.
Where to go
well,
next?
Sure.
Oh hey, looks like more of our trainer friends have shown up.
It's looking like Colourised is on his team.
Alright, they're gonna take on a Terra Raid battle.
Interesting.
These trainers work together to defeat the Terra Pokemon before time runs out.
So is it like always with you instead of just summoning it?
Their opponent is a Chansey that's terastallized into a ghost type. What kind of fight will the strong, sparkling Chansey put up?
I mean, it's Chansey, so it's not that scary.
It's really powerful. These trainers better stay determined, band together, and strike back.
And use physical moves. For goodness sake. Wrecked.
If your Pokemon gets knocked out in a Terra Raid battle, don't worry. It can recover and rejoin the fray.
Okay, so it's all real time, which is interesting. Same with the Team Star base thing. Actual, like, non-turn-based battling that actually does depend on timing.
Watch how the battle's going,
which is a
bizarre
thing to see, but interesting.
Almost there. Keep it up.
Oh yeah, I just remembered I was a little late watching this one because I've been binging Star Trek. The original series, actually. And you know, I think I like it.
Oh,
well,
wow.
I know I like it, but I haven't gotten to the decline yet in the last season, but it's pretty good. Marathoning the films as well, gradually. Is it over yet?
All right. That Chansey with a rare Terra type is now part of the team. So, what'd you think?
There you go.
While you were getting a look at these four trainers' journeys, did you spot a glimmer of something that could become your personal treasure?
Oh yes.
Encounters with Titan Pokemon,
And its name is Farigiraf.
Star, taking on gyms. There's plenty more to be said about all these things, of course. What you just saw was only a glimpse of the adventures awaiting you in the Paldea region. Which Pokémon will you choose? Who will you meet? What sort of exciting adventures will you have? It's all
no
up
starter
to you.
evos.
Your adventures are right around the corner.
Oh, you
May they
teasers.
shine bright.
Actually, they didn't reveal them before release with Gen 8 either, did they? Alright, website time. Okay, okay, here we are on the site, and let's have a look. Right, I'm really interested in this TM thingy, because it's like you can just burn a CD with a new copy of it. I might expect the Pokemon League to have some anti-piracy laws preventing that, which might explain why you just find a random one on the ground instead of, you know, actually having such a supply. Yeah, league points. That does worry me a little bit. Okay. It's not like battle points then. You just get them by doing stuff. It's not one of those annoying battle facilities. Trading in materials. Yeah, from after you defeat them, I think it said. Well, alright. I think that's a good middle ground. I always hated single-use TMs because, well, for obvious reasons. It's just, it sucks. It's like, oh great, you get one Thunderbolt in the entire game and you don't even know if that Pokemon is going to be on your final team. So I was always a proponent of infinite use ones, but they are kind of overpowered. Not like breaking the game overpowered, but whenever you get a TM it's like, oh well, I guess I might as well teach it to everyone on my team, even if it doesn't have that much of a strategic advantage. But this is fine, you know, I'm okay with this. The TRs in Sword and Shield I thought were going to be a good middle ground as well, but that sucked as well because they insisted on using a weird alternate currency. So hopefully league points aren't annoying like that, and you actually do get them by engaging with the game itself instead of, you know, like battle points, faffing around with some battle facility that's just not as fun as getting on with the game. Or what did they use? He used Watts, yeah, which you get by doing repetitive raid battles over and over again. Which is just, why? No, you get Watts from trucking around the wild area and poking around in all the dens, which is so repetitive and not fun at all. And it's not like playing the game. I had hundreds of thousands of Pokédollars and I couldn't use them to buy the TMs. And the fact that the availability was random, but I'm going on a huge tangent now. Right, so TM machine looks good. I think this is just the same section as before, yeah. Well, time for the Pokemon. There he is here. It's still normal psychic. Cudchew. You're telling me this lad has 2 new abilities? Excuse me. It finally actually has a long neck. And it's wearing like it closes? Okay. So I was gonna say it's like its tail head turns into a hoodie, but it's more like a helmet. Cudchew, when it eats a berry, it eats a berry twice. That's really overpowered and amazing. Wow. Armortail. Oh, okay. So it's a Dazzling or Queenly Majesty clone. That's fine. Wow, Girafarig, what a glow up. What a glow up for an underappreciated Pokemon. Girafarig is one of those Pokemon that I would have used if it ever came up in a randomized Nuzlocke, but it never did. And otherwise there's no reason to seek it out when I can just choose anything that's better. But it is very cute, and now it has a worthy evolution, so that's nice. It's 3 meters, dear. Okay, let's have another look at that video just to see if there's anything I missed.
You can set a place as your destination to keep yourself on
Oh,
track
I
as you
missed
go.
this. I was probably yakking about Star Trek or something. You can actually set waypoints, that's nice. That's convenient.
Adventures will unfold in bases like this one.
It does make me wonder what the actual story is going to, like how that's going to turn out. Because we all know Gen 5 and 7 had great stories, but then Gen 8, the story was barely there at all. And they're definitely keeping on going with the theme. It's not really a trajectory because they've already well and truly finished with it. But the grunts, the villainous teams, are just not very... They're not threatening. I don't know if that's to keep it friendly for children or what. You know, possibly misguided, but yeah, Team Yell were just... like, they had nothing to do with anything, essentially. They were just game designer shorthand for, oh, they're blocking the way, you can't go this way yet, go do something else. Yes, thank you. Even the line of fat guys in Gen 5 saying, la la la, someday we'll disappear for no reason. At least that was self-aware. This is just... Team Yell was just pathetic. And they weren't funny like Team Skull. And with Team Skull, their patheticness was actually part of the story, while the real villains were someone else. And like what, Chairman Rose? Pfft. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Again, where are we? Padding the video for watch time. Yeah, so like getting back to my original point, it makes me wonder what the actual plotline is going to be. And if there are actually going to be real villains. Yeah, that's the point. Team Yell didn't have any admins or bosses or anything. They were just grunts. Marnie didn't want anything to do with them. But these guys do have at least one leadery type person. I swear I clicked on the front view. There we go. I don't think they mentioned another character who was linked to Team Star. No, not openly anyway. Someone might be a twist villain. We'll just have to see about that. Dramatic pause for emphasis. Boring raid battle stuff. There's no mention of an elaborate evolution method either. Hang on, let me hear exactly what she said. Nothing apparently.
Train up for some battles.
Is it just a level up? I'm also in favour of them just evolving, like without some...
Could Girafarig be evolving?
Okay, so that implies that it just happens naturally instead of you having to do something, some new mechanic or some new item which is just going to clog up the bag in every future generation. And if this does just evolve by level up instead of something stupid, then I'm okay with that. And yeah, the customization. It seems like there's more customization for your trainer's look itself, rather than the clothing, because you still have to stick with the school uniform. I've seen disappointment voiced about that. Oh yeah, the sandwich thing as well. I've seen disappointment voiced about that, but I'm fine with that because, I mean, I don't know, do they not do school uniforms in America? Well, that's normal here, that you're only allowed to wear a certain thing to school. So it makes sense. It makes sense. It's objectively less interesting, but it's lore friendly, if you will. Lore friendly to real life.
Wow.
Yeah, so the picnic is just another version of the Pokemon camp from last generation, I guess. Now,
And now the moment we've been waiting for. Sandwich time.
what on earth is this? Okay, well, this is just like weirdly out of place, considering Pokemon has really gone in on the berries thing, as these are the only fruit that exist. And now we've actually got tomatoes and cucumbers, like normal, real fruit and veg from our universe. I mean, no complaints, but I did not expect a physics-based sandwich simulator in my Pokemon game.
This one may be a little overstuffed.
Like, look at that! There are tomato physics in my Pokemon now!
And finish it off with a pick.
Like, look at that. They have to have weird, fancy Pokemon ingredients at some point, right? For them to have the esoteric effects.
Benefits like making certain types of Pokemon easier to catch.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for billions of online guides from IGN and everyone on exactly how to get each type of catching encounter and raid power benefits or whatever others there might be. For each type. Wow, they are really throwing the gaming tutorial websites a bone here. Because you know that that's going to be exactly what everyone does in order to figure this out, because I bet there's going to be so much complexity to this. I don't think I have anything else to bring up specifically. No. Wow, this is shaping up to be really quite interesting, I must say. There's a lot to think about. And I'm sure we're all familiar with non-fans complaining about how all the games are the same. I mean, they are very similar, formulaically speaking. But this is possibly the... Like, I remember when Gen 7 was coming out and the fact that there weren't gyms was a big deal. Like, people were going, whoa! There's a totally different structure to the game, and to an extent there was, but it was just... It wasn't quite just a different name for the same thing, but it wasn't a huge innovation. The only difference was that you did, instead of just fighting boring trainers, you had something unique. But this is something else altogether. Like, this is just... I don't even know what to think. I mean, it looks good, it looks cool, it looks different, it looks exciting. There's an evolution for Girafarig, finally. I'm gesticulating wildly with my hands right now at the screen, like trying to... Well, I'm sure a more accomplished analyst than myself, of which there are absolutely a great many, could really have a field day with this trailer in particular and piece the puzzle pieces together. But I, for one, am somewhat at a loss for what to expect from the progression of this game. I guess there are still 8 gym leaders, well, presumably 8, but there's just a bunch of other non-linear stuff. It's no longer just walk to the next cutscene, walk to the next cutscene, walk to the next cutscene. You don't have to look ahead and see Hop waiting for you and dread it. I hope, anyway. Legends Arceus still had a fairly slow start. Like the first... I'm you know, as a Pokemon fan, I'm prepared to spend a little bit of time for the game to actually begin, but I saw other people, who weren't into Pokemon, trying to play Legends Arceus, and the beginning was very frustrating for them, because it's basically an hour before it actually gets going, which is fair to... I think that's both fair to have and fair to criticize. I didn't mind it, but yeah, if they can get rid of some of that baggage that Pokemon has always had with the dialogue. I think Gen 2 was probably the best at it, but even then you had to faff around with going to Mr. Pokemon's house and back again. So if they can finally make it so that you just get going right away, then I think these games could... I mean, they're surely going to sell well. Whether they're actually popular with the fans is quite another thing. I've seen comments on Twitter to the effect of, wow, this time there's none of the negativity that was around the previous Pokemon releases. Wow, I guess all the fake fans who were just complaining left the fandom. And I feel like the actual explanation is probably closer to, this game actually looks good, so the people have less to complain about. But I'm just rambling at this point. I've been talking for 20 minutes after watching the video itself for 15 minutes. So, well, I hope I can edit that down into something coherent, and I'll see you next time, I guess. They'll probably I would expect they'll come out with another 1 or 2 trailers. I mean, they had that pattern a few trailers ago of 3 or 4 trailers with a week between each one, and they did the Wiglet thing last week, so maybe... Oh no, this is kind of a big one though. Maybe there'll be more Pokemon reveals, but nothing as substantial as this until right before release. Because it's only a month away now, which is kind of wacky to think about. Anyway, whatever comes next, whatever trailer happens, or if I actually, heaven forbid, come out with an actual video with my own content in it instead of reacting to someone else's, then, excuse me, then I'll see you there. Good night, everybody.